We're going to break this into two parts. Stephen won for like best late night host or whatever. So let's look at the first part of this speech.
Thank you for this honor. I want to thank CBS for giving us the privilege to be part of the late night tradition, which I hope continues long after we're no longer doing this show.
Well, Stephen, it's not going to, because not only did they cancel you, they said that you basically killed off the late night franchise. They said they're not doing it anymore because his show costs $200 million a year to produce and loses 60 million.
Right. The return on investment isn't there. And I think we've had this conversation for the last few years. Late night's remember how sweet Johnny Carson was? I mean, I think he was a bad word behind the scenes.
Oh, Kinsey.
But when you
bad word behind the scenes.
But when you watch Johnny Carson, you had no idea how he voted. He took pot shots at everybody, and it was literally just an escape before bed. You could get lost and you could laugh, and that is not what late night is anymore. Now they are preaching at you, and they're overly critical to the point of cruelty to a very specific political scene. So it's just not the same thing anymore. I think that aside from being ridiculously expensive, the experience is gone.
Yeah, he's not funny. He's a big scold. He's a big, basically what these people are doing, the Stephen Colberts of the world, the Jimmy Fallons of the world, is they are telling more than half of their would-be audience that they think you're stupid. And they're going to keep banging that drum. Now, I have a theory about Stephen Colbert, and after we see the second part of his completely unself-aware speech, I guess the humiliation of getting canceled and your overlords at CBS telling you the day before your next show, I think they gave him like 24 hours notice. I guess that humiliation didn't sting enough or land enough or have the intended effect, because Stephen Colbert is still completely outer limits. Let's take a look at this part of his speech.
10 years ago, in September of 2015, Spike Jonze stopped by my office and said, "Hey, what do you want this show to be
Name
about?"
drop.
And I said, Spike, I don't know how you could do it, but I'd kind of like to do a late night show, a late night comedy show that was about love. And I don't know if I ever figured that out, but at a certain point, and you can guess what that point was, I realized that in some ways we were doing a late night comedy show about loss. And that's related to love, because sometimes you only truly know how much you love something when you get a sense that you might be losing it. And 10 years later,
like your show,
2025, my friends, I have never loved my country more desperately. God bless America. Stay strong, be brave, and if the elevator tries to bring you down, go crazy and punch a higher floor. Woo!
People are so annoying.
First of all, Stephen Colbert has no business quoting Prince. Do not go near my beloved Prince.
You offend us.
And he wasn't talking about the likes of you.
Yeah.
So first, I love the needless name drop. When I was starting my show, Spike Jonze swung by my office, and I said, Spike, I don't know what kind of show I wanted. I want to do a late night show that's about love.
And that's why I brought up the Prince William Catherine affair rumors, because that's so loving to be the dick that while a woman is dealing privately with cancer in the background, you're stirring the shit pot and accusing her husband of having an affair with one of their family's best friends. That's so loving, Stephen Colbert. Thank you.
Yeah, it is very Christian. It's very Catholic of him. And then he goes, but then I realized I was doing a show about loss. First of all, if you want to wonder why your show was canceled, it's supposed to be a late night comedy show that puts America to bed after they've worked 12 hours a day, struggle to pay their bills, pack their kids' lunches, make dinner, get them bathed, get them to bed, and then maybe have an hour to themselves. But you think you want to do a show about loss. And my theory about Stephen Colbert is this. Stephen Colbert is stuck in the gear of tragedy porn. He is stuck in the gear of the losses he suffered as a young man. He lost several family members in a plane crash, and this is his gear. And I sense a lot of rage under that, very otherwise placid, I'm just your friendly middle-aged man from New Jersey demeanor. I do. I think it's dark under there.
Well, they go host a podcast with Brian Williams about sad things, but this is not the venue for you.
No. I think Stephen will start a podcast and he'll maybe start a Substack, but probably really a podcast. He'll try to replicate Conan O'Brien's success. I don't think he will.
No,
because Conan O'Brien had a real fan base that felt very loyal towards him. And Conan O'Brien can laugh at himself.
And he's hilarious. He also loves Elvis.
Oh, does he? I didn't know that.
He's a part of our tribe.
Amazing. He's Irish. Kinsey's not Irish. I'm Irish. But Stephen Colbert cannot laugh at himself. And, again, read the room. So he goes, now I love my country more desperately than ever. And, because I've lost my show because of Donald Trump. You lost your show because you're not funny.
Right.
Did you guys know that chips and fries used to be cooked in tallow up until the 1990s? That's when big corporations switched to cheaper and processed seed oils. And today, seed oils make up 20% of the average American's daily calories. Recent studies have linked seed oils to metabolic health issues and inflammation in the body. Luckily, there is a healthy, delicious alternative, masa chips. Masa created all of these delicious tortilla chips that we showed them on Emmy night at the Nerve. We were all snacking on them backstage. These chips are delicious. Everybody loves them. They're made with just 3 ingredients, so you're getting the real deal in purity. And there are no seed oils, just organic corn, sea salt, and 100% grass-fed beef tallow. These chips taste incredible, and they are sturdier and crunchier than other chips. They leave you feeling satisfied, light, and energetic. It's the beef tallow that makes these chips much more satiating. So you won't find yourself binging uncontrollably after you've eaten a bunch of them because you're still feeling hungry. They come in a variety of flavors. My favorite is the original, but there's also white, blue, lime, habanero, and churro. So if you are ready to give masa a try, go to masachips.com/Maureen and use code Maureen for 25% off your first order. That's masachips.com/Maureen, code Maureen for 25% off your first order. And if you'd rather not order online, not a problem, because starting in October, masa will be available nationwide at your local Sprouts supermarket. So stop by and grab a bag or 2 or 3 before someone beats you to it and they're gone.